the people who are struggling, they're few and far between. The people who are truly struggling for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are few and far between, but yet we also don't appreciate them either. So there's not an appreciation for that. But we should understand that the people who struggle for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and especially those who sacrifice themselves for others, for the community, for the ummah, they're on a completely different status. They're on a completely different level. There's a hadith that is muttafaqun alayh, where one of the Sahaba went to Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, "Ya Rasulullah, what could be equal to jihad for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?" And so Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "You're not able to do that." And so the Sahaba, they asked like 2 or 3 times. And so Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the likeness of the mujahid who struggles for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like the one who fasts continually and prays qiyam at night and continuously reciting the verses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they never cease to fast and pray until the mujahid who has gone out for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has returned back. So look at the difference here, because you look at those acts of worship, salah, fasting, reading Quran, that's restricted to the individual. That's restricted to the individual. Whereas going out and struggling for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether you're giving da'wah, whether you're defending Muslims, any of those things, you're doing it for something even more than yourself. Okay? You're doing it for others. That's why, for example, Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, he said, I would rather learn and spread knowledge rather than the nawafil fasting, the extra, fasting. So again, month of Ramadan, is it going to be more than the fasting? Because after the month of Ramadan, you say, you know what? I should fast more often. That's good, by the way. Okay, so I just want you to know that's a good thing. But you should be changing your mentality now, right? You should be changing yourself to be a person of taqwa. You're creating a consistent iman-based system within yourself, an operating system that's not inconsistent. So a person who fasts during the month of Ramadan is like, okay, you know what? We need to dispel misconceptions. We need to make sure that we are united upon the truth. And you need to have knowledge to do that, to know what the truth is. So you spend more time, you're more sincere on the path of knowledge and educating others, starting obviously, you start with your family, people who are easy and close to you. You're struggling, you're giving da'wah, you're doing whatever you can within your means to serve the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So that sacrifice for others is on a different level. It's on a completely different level. And that's where we want to elevate ourselves. We need to have a path that we understand that, okay, we're sacrificing individualistically for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So remember, you're not sacrificing that Allah needs it. So when you're doing your salah, your fast and all of these things, it's you're benefiting yourself. But then there's another level where you are able to now sacrifice on a regular basis for the jama'ah. And not everybody can do that, but we need people who can do that. But we should be able to do that on certain levels. Like, for example, our parents, to lead our families, we need to be able to do that for our families. We should do that hopefully on a certain level for our communities, so our communities are individualistic. We should do that. We should have certain people who are able to do that for our nations, so that nations can benefit, so we can have righteous leaders.
Do I feel that the New York police are providing enough protection, or do I have to have protection of my own? I look for protection from Allah.